What's up, guys? I'm here with FEEKI. I guess, tell me, so you're from a small town in Nevada.
Yep.
We're in New York City now.
Yep.
What's the biggest difference?
I hate the city. Not New York City, but just cities in general. It's just too... I like my space, and the traffic is crazy. It takes you 20 minutes to drive 2 miles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to I'm used to just going, 15 minutes and we can go across from one end of our city to the other. So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I'm from a small town too, so it's definitely a big difference for me. Let's talk about the hip-hop scene, I guess, where you grew up. Where I grew up, everyone just associates hip-hop with violence, so they don't ever want to put on a hip-hop show. Is it kind of the same?
I don't know if it's associated with violence so much. The scene is kind of, we don't get too many big shows rolling through. Once in a while we'll get a pretty big name, but they're smaller shows. And, pretty often though, but like I said, just small, but often. For sure.
What I guess got you into hip hop in the first place? Because I'm assuming you were a fan of it before you started, making music. I guess what was your first memory, or when you first realized you love hip hop? I didn't start till I was 19. I'm 24 now. And it was kind of just a deal. Like, I had a spark in me to, I want to do something cool, not just a normal path, like go to school, get a job, whatever, boring. But I just didn't know what it was, and like you said, I was listening to hip hop at the time mostly. I love all music, but that's kind of what I listen to the most. And then I think I was just on YouTube, scrolling through videos, and I was just watching music videos, and I'm like, okay, these guys seem like they're having a lot of fun, like way more fun than me sitting here watching it. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and then just started writing and grew into what it is now. Cool. Talking about what it is now, you've done some pretty solid numbers online. I think the Eminem remix freestyle is your most viewed on Facebook. Just over 8 million.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
You got accepted to, come perform at Team Backpack here in New York. And then Vice is doing a piece on you. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, the Vice thing? Yeah. So it's just, it's not really like my show or anything like that. I'm not going to take credit for that, but it's a TV show. It's coming out this fall, I believe. It's called Payday. So pretty much they go around to cities, but not like New York, LA, Miami. It's kind of smaller, maybe not so known cities, like Reno's one of them. And then each episode is a different city. Each episode has 4 people on it, and it's millennials and their relationship with money and coming out of like a bad economy and stuff like that. So they followed us around to see what we do and how we make money, my relationship with money, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Are there any, I guess, known artists, hip-hop artists from, I guess, your area or the surrounding areas that you might know about?
I don't think really anyone's made it big out of Reno yet. There's a few guys that are definitely doing their thing and kind of similar level to where I'm at. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't know if there's really anyone that's like nationally known yet.
Okay, cool. Who are some people that you look up to that are, quote unquote popular rappers?
I really like everyone, and it's weird, but even if I don't like all of their music, I can still get into it because I know what goes into it, and I respect the grind and everything that they've done to get where they're at. So, and like I said, I love all music, so even stuff that's not similar to my music at all, I'll still listen to. Like, I listen to Future nothing like me at all.
Of course.
But I still like it, you know. And I'm never gonna make music like that. I don't relate to it. It's not my story, but I still like it. And then there's people who are similar to me. Same thing. I'm like, all right, this guy's cool. But I think that kind of comes with creating it. Like, it makes you take a step back and you analyze their music. It's like, oh, I see what they did there. Instead of just listening to the song and be like, well, I like this song, don't like this song. Like a listener does.
Yeah, for sure. I've grown to respect Future more recently because I found out he does a lot of songwriting and producing in the back end for other artists and stuff. So I think that's cool. If you could work with any rapper in the industry right now, who would it be?
Any rapper, I would just go big and do something with Eminem or Kendrick or J. Cole or you know, some of the biggest names. But even someone like if Future wanted to do a hook, I'd be all for it. You know, so it's really hard to pinpoint that. But I'm really down. If we can create something cool, something different, I'm down to work with anyone.
So where do you, I guess, write your rhymes usually? Do you go into the studio and, you know, get a beat and just kind of write to it there and practice, or you go out and into the country? Or
I do mostly, almost everything is written just at home by myself in front of my computer.
Yeah.
I'll get the beat and then write to it. Sometimes I can bust it out in, you know, 2 hours and do the whole song. Sometimes I have to revisit it here and there. Just depends what's flowing and what's not that day. So I'll do everything at home and then I'll kind of record it. I have a home booth, you know, all the whole setup at home. So I'll record it there because sometimes I'll write it and I'm like, all right, this is sick. And then you record it and you're like, oh no, that was actually really gay. But so I'll record it at home, and then if I like it, then I'll take it to the studio to do it for real.
Yeah, I always think that's like a really great process in how artists should approach music. What's the one thing that you always bring to the studio with you? Like if you were going to a studio session, what's one thing you have to have with you?
My backpack, because I bring it everywhere.
Okay.
It's got all my essentials in it, but that I never need. But water for sure. I drink a lot of water because I'm like almost yelling a lot into the mic, so dry out. But yeah, definitely need water. That's it, really.
Okay. So you put out everything you put out, songs, music videos, recaps, everything has been super high quality. Like how important do you think that is for upcoming artists? Because I see a lot of people out there who, you know, might not have the resources to do it, but they still put it out anyway. Do you think it's super important that all artists just strive for quality?
I think the end goal is quality, but there's so many aspects of the craft. It's not just having a good video. It's not just having a good song. There's so many things that need to be quality. Like, you know, it starts with the song, and your mixing and mastering is super important because if someone's submitting to someone like you, you're gonna turn it on, and before you even listen to their bars, if it sounds like it was recorded in a garbage can, you're like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Even if it might be decent. So that's important. And then if you're trying to do like a real music video and you want it to look good, obviously the video is important, and you should hire someone that does music videos, not your buddy that has a camera that has never done a video before. And then, you know, there's a million other things that go into it besides that. But I will also say that my most viewed videos on Facebook are done with a phone.
Yeah.
And there's a beat going on in the car or wherever we're at. I'm rapping live over it, and it's recorded with an iPhone.
Yeah.
And
I don't think people are searching for quality necessarily on Facebook. They just want to be entertained, so if it's in front of them. And I think almost like having it be recorded on a phone makes it more authentic.
It is.
And if you have a fully professional HD high quality video, well thought out, like people know that you put a lot of time into it. But if it's on a phone, it just kind of looks like, you know, you're like going with the flow.
Yeah, it's part of like, there's no viral formula, but in my head it's like I thought about it, and if your video gets 1 million views, that's nearly 1 million people that haven't seen you before. So they think that they see you in a car rapping or on the street on a phone, they're like, oh, this guy's good, and like, this guy should get a record deal. That's what people comment, but they don't even know that you've been doing it for 5 years. But when you have a good song and a good video, it's like, all right, this guy's serious. But unless there's something in the video that has viral potential, the fact that it's quality and you actually tried, people kind of write it off like, oh, this guy's trying. But it's like, this guy on the phone, oh, he's on the street, he's never done it before, he's really good. It's kind of weird. It should be the other way around. But
what's the, like, what was the worst comment you've ever received on Facebook? Because I've scrolled through a few, and people are quick to judge because of the way you look. You know, people on Facebook need to just chill.
Definitely.
So you didn't rock the mullet, you know, a couple years ago. Now you're back with it, and you kind of, this is your style. I wouldn't want to call it like your, you know, thing or whatnot. I guess what is like being unique stand for to you?
I think it's not like a full gimmick because, like you said, I'm from a small town. I grew up in Nevada, riding dirt bikes, shooting guns. We're all into cars, trucks, all that stuff. So
me too.
Yeah, exactly. So you know how it is, and it's, you know, all the American stuff, and that's just how small towns are. So it's like, that's how I was raised. That's how I am. The mullet and the American shit it plays into that and all that. But at the same time, I figure, and I didn't really plan it. I was just like, that's my personality too. Like, we do funny shit all the time.
Yeah, you guys look like you're always having fun.
Yeah. So one day I'm like, I want to get a mullet because I've never had one. And like all of my friends that grew up in the 90s, they all had mullets when they were kids. I never had one. I was like, I'm getting one of those. And then I figured out as I was growing it, I was like, I could probably use this in music somehow. And I did. And I always, when people ask me this, I use the example of white rappers who have made it big recently, like Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, even Riff Raff, G-Eazy. If you put on Mac Miller radio on Pandora, all of these guys will pop up. Yeah, not that their music's the same, but it's similar enough to be grouped in a category. But if you look at them, it's like MGK's the punk guy, G-Eazy's the 50s greaser guy, you know, so on. It's like, it's almost that their image and their brand separated them enough from the thousands and thousands of people who have similar music to make it big. And as soon as I adopted the image and more American in the branding and this and that, it's like, that's when I saw my numbers start to go up. So
cool, smart move. So what was like the biggest show you opened up for? Was it the Flowrider show?
Yeah, we opened for Flowrider at the Reno Event Center. So that's the only time so far that we've played in an arena. So
not a lot of artists can say that.
It was fun. It was cool.
So you have music out, you have music videos out. You said you have an EP on the way. How many tracks? Unsure?
Undecided. My approach to it is write and record 10 or 12 songs and then cut down from there. So if it's 5, I'm kind of shooting for 5, but if it's 6, that's fine. Because I have 4 recorded at the studio right now, and we're listening to them the other day, and we're like, these are the first 4, like, it's going to be really hard to cut, you know, because we like them so far. So we'll see how it goes, but probably 5 or 6.
Cool. And then is this all being done like in-house independently?
Yeah, everything. So Alan Lewis produces for me. He's doing every track on the EP. We figure it's just easier than, you know, we'll save money. We'll save money by not having to buy beats because he'll just give them to me for free, and then we'll do a profit split on whatever I sell later. And then and he's a pop guy too, and actually has background in like a rock band. So I like that because it's not like this is hip hop, here's your trap beat, it has to sound like this, or here's the boom bap beat. It's like he'll bring in, like, we got a live saxophone player on one of the tracks, and like it's a lot of upbeat live instrumentation stuff, which I like, so I think that's cool. And then Garrett Raff, he's a singer songwriter, also the engineer. We record at his house, and yeah, it's just a home studio. It's actually in his attic, but it's he's got some good quality gear, and he can get a great sound. So everything, we just meet there, and Alan does the beats at his house, I write at my house, and then we gather at the studio and record, and we'll make changes, and then we have 3 minds working on it instead of just one writing over YouTube beats. And like, oh, this is how I want it to sound, because those guys, they'll keep me on track. You know, like, I write every word of the song, but they'll be like, you know, these 2 bars are really weak compared to the rest of the song. I'll be like, okay, that's cool. So then I'll go and rewrite those 2 bars. And then they're more poppy than me and like music minded, I would say. So they can come up with, I'll write a singing hook at my house with a certain melody, and they'll be like, we should change the melody to this. And I'm like, okay, so we'll sing it like that. It sounds quite better.
Yeah. So
they'll keep me on track doing that type of stuff. But it's better as a process with 3 heads instead of 1.
yeah, of course. It's great that you have a team. It's super important.
Yeah.
You know, outside the EP, what's next for FEEKI?
Really, we're kind of waiting on that. I have management now, so they're busy laying groundwork for a new artist like me. So, waiting on that type of stuff. They're waiting on the EP from me to actually make me a package deal instead of just like, oh, here's a couple of singles that he's done and here are the viral videos and that. It's like they want that stuff plus here's the new projects, because I guess getting on a lot of, you know, radio shows and this and that, they want, they'll ask, when's the single coming out, when's the project coming out, before they book you for that stuff. So they're working on that. We're trying to get on like a support slot for a tour in the fall. That's what I want. I could do my own like small shows, but I'd rather be in front of a larger crowd opening for someone that's similar to me than you know, 50 people who are there for me. Yeah. So that's my goal.
Because those 50 people will still come out and see you.
Right. Yeah, they'll come to the big show, and then plus exposure on the bigger stage. But yeah, that's the goal so far for the rest of the year. Is just EP, early fall, touring in the fall, videos in the fall.
Cool. And then if you want to give any shout outs, that's how we usually end our interviews.
Shout out to everyone that's been with me, all the fans for sure, old and new. Some people have been with me for 5 years, some people are new today, so that's awesome. That's what keeps me going in the growth. But definitely the Trash Wizard, my DJ, JP Films, my camera guy. I already said Alan and Garrett, the music team, Josh and Leah, my management. That's the squad right there.
Cool, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
We out.
Another day I'm waking up and thought I